Hey, I'm Dominic Cheney, and I have a message to tell you guys today. I've come across this sudden information, because I was just daydreaming, sitting. Then I was also listening to an audiobook on Pistis Sophia. I want to say it's part of the Apocrypha, the books that was left out of the Holy Bible, but it's actually just a story that was told from Jesus' point of view. Jesus actually told this story. No prophet in the Bible. Jesus was the one who told this story about Pistis Sophia. But and I there may be critics, there may be naysayers, there may be people who say it's real and may say it's fake, and that is directly what this video is about today. So the Bible, the Holy Bible, King James version. We're gonna start with that Bible. That the stories, not we're not gonna talk about the scriptures today. The stories in that Bible are either 100% real or 100% fake. There's no in the middle. And let me explain. I'll start with why it absolutely has to be 100% fake. So the stories in the Bible, they all line up and they clear up with factual evidence. So if you're gonna, the first point, if you're gonna say that the stories in the Bibles are fake, you're gonna have to prove a lot of spatial evidence. What I mean by that is you're gonna have to prove the locations that the Bible is talking about are not real. Not only that, you're gonna have to prove the people in the Bible who are not real. You're gonna have to prove, and you're also gonna have to prove the things that happen in the Bible are not real. You're gonna have to prove a lot of fantasy type of things. And I guess the fantasy part of that Bible may be a little bit more on the easier side to prove, because a lot of people today have not seen those type of I guess miracles. So those might be easier to prove. But the location, the people, that might be a little bit hard to prove. And not only that is, you'll have to be full on atheist to not believe in, well, I wouldn't say to not believe. You'll have to be full on atheist to think that the things that were in the Bible are fake. And the reason why you'll have to be full on atheist is because not only will you have to disprove the things in the Bible, but you can't say, this is why you can't be in the middle. Okay? You can't say, oh, well, the Bible's not real, but it was exaggerated a little bit. Stories in the Bibles were just over exaggerated, and it's not 100% real. No. You have to completely disagree with everything in that Bible. There's no in the middle. And for the people who believe in that Bible, okay, you have to also prove it might be harder on the side of trying to prove the miracles, but it'll be a lot easier. You'll also have to prove the people were real and the places they talk about in the Bible are real. Not only that is, but if you are a believer of the Bible being real, there also is a drawback in the Bible. That drawback, my friend, is the author. And for the people who think that the Bible is not real, nonfiction, you think the Bible is fiction, you'll also have to, you will have to a push. You won't have no drawback. You'll have a push with the author of the Holy Bible, the King James version. The reason why the people who thinks that Bible is 100% real will have to take a step back to move farther forward than you already were, it's because that author is not a person who was a part of the chosen people in the Bible. That author was European. That author was not only just European, he was a person who dwelled in the knowledge of demonology. So whether that whether that author believed in the things that was wrote in that Bible or not, the things that that author wrote in that Bible were too factual. There's too much things that are specifically to the point. There is no information that is left out in that Bible. And this is another reason why this Bible either has to be everything written about in that Bible, story wise, has to be either 100% real, no detail left out, or 100% fake. Every detail was false. This is why, because that Bible was written to a specific point where it was just too specific. It was just too specific. It wasn't this type of story that was, oh, it sounds good, and the stories were good lessons learned, but maybe the people and the entities that they talked about in the stories was over exaggerated. No, 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 no. It was just too specific. It was way too specific. The things that were written about, the way they described the people, the way they described the height of the people. Let's talk about that. The way they described the angels, the way they described the clothes that they were, the houses that they lived in, the ways that they spoke. It has to be at least 100% fake, or at the most 100% real. And the reason why I'm saying this now, because I was just sitting down, and y'all guys need to at least search up audio book of Pistis Sophia, an essential Gnostic text. And it has over, Pistis Sophia, an essential Gnostic text. I don't know if agnostic, because it starts with a G, but it's Gnostic. So, yeah. I was just thinking about this while I was listening to the audiobook, and I was thinking like, the things that were written in the Bible, there's no in the middle of belief here. You have to be 100% against what the Bible stands for, or you are 100% for it. You can't be in the middle. You can't say, it was just another book that another man wrote. No, you actually have to take upon the responsibilities and take upon the accountabilities for what's written in that Bible once you read it. You know? Like the fact that God is real. Like, it's either that or go atheist. You cannot be in the middle with the Bible at all. You have to be 100% clear on knowing that what was written in that Bible, the stories was real. Because the king, and because the stories are real. And this is why the believers, the ones who know that story was real, this is why you have to take a step back. Because there were stories in the Bible, in the King James Version specifically, King James, that were added to the book. And another reason why we will have to take a step back is because they have made another Bible where there are verses in the Bible that were changed in the new Bible. This is why the true believers, the one who 100% believe, there is nothing beyond without a doubt that this Bible is real. There's nothing in this Bible that is false. Nothing was exaggerated. Everything was explained to the T. You know? The reason why we have to take a step back is because there were stories also added to the Bible. Like the stories about how we were enslaved, the stories about the laws and the regulations and the worships and the traditional religions that were added to the Bible. Like um how you have the Apocrypha, you have the Ikran, and you have all these books. And you also have the Jewish Bible, which actually I don't want to talk about because this video might not even get past. This video might not even finish downloading, if I go into that, Okay. Okay. This video might not even finish fucking downloading if I go into that. Okay. So we have certain stories that were like implemented in the Bible for control purposes, And so when I say that, this video is for entertaining purposes only. Believe with your own choice and free will. Okay? Yeah. There were stories that were added in the Bible, purposely put in the Bible for control, and labor. And that's why we have to take a step back. Even though all of those stories are 100% true and real, that doesn't mean all of those stories put in the Bible were 100% right. Not right as in correct, but right as in the right thing to do. And I guess that's all I have for today. It's 12:05. Peace and prosperity. And I leave you in peace.